Hey there! Welcome to Above the Noise with the Profitability Pathmaker. I'm Christy Wilson, your host, friend, and guide on this exciting journey we're about to embark on together. If you've got big dreams of scaling your business, innovating like a pro, and creating a personal brand that sticks, well, you're in exactly the right place. As someone who's navigated the highs and lows of business growth, I'm here to share not just my insights, but also wisdom from the forefront of entrepreneurship and innovation. From the essentials of starting small to the complexities of venture capital, tech advancements, and the art of personal branding, we're diving deep into what it really takes to stand out and succeed in today's fast-paced world. This podcast is for the bold and the ambitious, from startup founders to C-level executives looking to elevate their business. So join us as we explore actionable strategies, practical tips, and real-world success stories designed to inspire and empower you. So grab your favorite cup of coffee and let's cut through the noise together. It's time to make your business not just seen, but truly memorable. Are you ready to dive in? Let's go. Welcome to Above the Noise with Christy Wilson, Josh Wilson. Josh is my co-host now, so I'm excited to jump into today's episode, and it is on really the foundational building blocks of what you need to create a successful business that's moving forward. A lot of times when I go into a business, the biggest question I'm asked is, how do I get my business unstuck? How do I move it forward? How do I profit more? What's wrong with the business? Where do I start? What's required in order to start moving forward? So we're going to talk about that today. Are you excited? And so let's start out with really identifying what the key areas are. What are those building blocks? So the first one is going to be leadership. And I always start with leadership, not just because I love to speak about it so much and it's my forte, my thing. But it's true. Everything starts with becoming a leader. And I know a lot of people say, well, I'm just a solopreneur or I'm just starting out. But in reality, you need to develop your leadership skills in order to lead in the community, lead in the industry, lead within that business as you scale it. So leadership is really important. There is a fantastic quote that I love, maybe Simon Sinek. I don't know who to credit.
It is. She says it all the time.
It's that you don't build a business. You build a team, and that team builds your business. So I always say, you build an amazing team, and that team is going to build an amazing business. And you have to start with a vision. And you have to be able to communicate that vision to the team. And when you do that, you want to ensure that you are pulling the team into that vision. They're a part of it. You're all part of the vision, all part of the mission, many diverse musical notes coming together to form one sound. So that's how you achieve success in a business as you're growing. That's the first thing. Well, how do I grow? Because you're going to hit capacity. We know that when we started out with the IT company, Josh was the person. He was the doer of all things. And so
that ends up where you can't maintain it. You're running out of time. You're too busy. You reach the point where you can't even sleep, frankly.
Yeah, no, he really wasn't sleeping. No joke. He'd be getting up, starting things 7, 8 in the morning, coming home at 5 a.m., might get 90 minutes sleep. It just wasn't good. And so in the beginning, sometimes you make those sacrifices very short term in order to get launched. However, very quickly, we realized we're going to need help. And a lot of business owners, I think, when they're starting out, are afraid to ask for help because they're business owners, right? You're typically a leader. You're somebody who takes initiative. You're proactive. You get out there. You're the doer of all things. That's what you are. That's how you become a business owner. But you really need to learn to lean on other people and other support, other help in order to grow. So the first thing
is, again, leadership. Just developing leadership skills, whether you have a team of just one yourself or whether you have a team of 200, it doesn't matter. You're going to be a leader in, again, your industry, with your vendors, with your clients. You need to have that leader mentality. And the first question I come in and ask when we're assessing the leadership piece of things is, okay, tell me about each member of your team that you lead. And so a lot of times the answers will be, oh yeah, so-and-so, they run the front desk, and this person, they do this, and they're giving me job roles, duties, and tasks. But that's not the question I asked. I asked, tell me about your team members. Like, I know, for example, one of our team members, she likes to travel. She likes new adventures. She likes concerts. She likes to try new things. So why is that important? Well, number one, you can't serve your team. You can't serve others if you don't understand them, if you cannot see through their eyes, their lens. You need to be able to look at it through their perspective. So if you can't do that, they're not going to trust you, and you're not going to ever develop that culture that you're looking for. So anyhow, she loves adventure. I know one of the things that she does not like is when she's stuck in the same mundane task over and over again, or when she sees that this could run so much better if we just did this. Why are we stuck doing this? Oh, because it's the process. I don't like that. That's frustrating to her, very frustrating. And so knowing that allows for us to be able to step in to adjust things that need to be adjusted, to be able to empower her to change things or bring things to our attention to be changed, and then also to be able to give her new challenges or give her something different to do rather than the same mundane task over and over again. We would not put her in a position where she's doing that.
It doesn't have to be that complicated. I mean, sometimes I think people are overthinking this, but it can be as simple as, the manager of one of our restaurants despises technology. She hates it. She hates all things about it. And so we have one of the other kids, when the printer's not working, we have them call. It's just because, we know that's going to drive her crazy.
Right. So again, really knowing your team and asking the question, what do I know about them? Do I actually know them as a person, not just their job, duties, and role? So that will also help you to help them develop so that they can take your business further. Right. And there's that trust established. Another big thing is if the trust isn't there, you're not going to be able to build the culture that you want to build as you grow larger. And I can tell you, working in the corporate world many, many years, I very, very rarely would share anything about my disability. Why? Not because I didn't like the person, not because I didn't like my boss, not because I didn't like the people around me, because I didn't trust enough to share that. There was fear around it. If I share this, they're going to view me differently. This is a risk to my job. This is a risk to my growth opportunity. The way that I know I'm leading in a way that serves my team and building that culture is that people are telling me the good, the bad, everything. They are coming to me with every little thing. I know a lot of things about them because people are saying, oh, they're just quiet about their personal life. No, they're just quiet about their personal life with you because they don't trust you enough to tell you that piece. And I'm not saying that someone's going to divulge their deepest, darkest secrets, but I'm saying you should have a good understanding of who they are, and they should feel comfortable saying, hey, this is my medical condition, and here's how I leverage this, or here's what it's allowed me to do, or here's why I have to be careful about this piece of things. So if you're not seeing that, there may be the trust piece that's lacking in that culture.
So as usual, you spent the entire time talking about leadership and didn't go to any of the other topics on today's list.
We may have. So this is not live. So we may have to cut this down just a little bit. I got carried away, but leadership is my passion. It's what I spoke on and traveled and just really taught and implemented in a lot of different places, and it was beneficial. So it changed the whole business. Okay, next piece. Let's talk about operations. I won't go that long on operations. I am an ops person at heart, but I'm not going to go that far into operations. So operations, one of the biggest things I ask coming in is, are there repetitive tasks that people are doing just to do? Do you have standard operating procedures? And I know I've had to go out on stage and speak about SOPs, standard operating procedures. So anyone who speaks knows that your goal is to really engage the audience. You don't want them sleeping. You don't want them exiting for the restroom and the coffee maker, in the middle of the discussion, because that means that they've tuned you out. You've bored them. So I had to talk on SOPs. I started out by asking questions about broccoli ice cream, which I know doesn't make any sense. The point is, SOPs sound really boring, and they are. I mean, it is. It's your standard operating procedure. But the result, the outcome of having good SOPs is exciting. It means that you work more on your business and not in it, and things are operating smoothly, and you can easily train a team. So your SOPs are important, and here's how to get around that dread of starting into SOPs. Do them as you go. Don't sit there and say, I'm going to spend 8 hours writing SOPs today. As you encounter the situation, as you encounter the process, either you or have a team member take ownership, trust them to take ownership of that and document it as they go. And then we have someone amazing on the team Jason, he just is amazing, first of all, but amazing also in formatting those SOPs and putting them in the right filing system so that we have the processes in place. That way, when we onboard someone, we already have it, we can give it to them, and then we can provide the support along with it. Also, don't give somebody an SOP and just dump them with, no support. But the other question to ask yourself is, have I documented all my processes? Do I know what they are? And is someone assigned true ownership of each process, and they're assessing it on a consistent basis every month, every quarter, whatever it is for that process? The reason for that is we get stuck in a rut where this just is the process. Some of the most dangerous words I hear in business are, well, we've always done it that way. Well, that's just what the process says. We should be routinely assessing those processes and analyzing for how we can improve them. Is this working? Is it the most efficient way? The team who is following the process, do they have suggestions of how we can improve this? And that's where that trust comes in, and that team and that culture. You really shouldn't even have to wait until the analysis every quarter. Somebody should be telling you like they're calling us up like, oh, yeah, I'm irritated. This is what happened.
The way it's
This doesn't work. And that's what I want to hear. I want to hear the frustration right off the bat. I don't want it building up to the point where they're just so overwhelmed that they're walking out the door, right? I want to make sure that they have the support and the tools they need to move forward. Can you change everything and make everything super easy, flowing, go? Of course not.
It is called work.
You're not going to love everything you do, but you can love every moment of your day of what you're doing. That doesn't mean you love the tasks of writing the SOPs. That doesn't mean you love doing whatever it is. You're not going to love every task, but you're going to love the outcomes, and you're going to love working toward the vision, right? You're going to love what you're doing to serve others, what your business is fulfilling, right? So that's what you look at. Okay, I won't talk too much on operations.
Hold on. Check the time. Did you talk as long about operations?
No, I didn't. I cut it short. And we can do an episode on each of these if you let us know which ones are most important in which order. We'll break them down episode by episode, and we can do live coaching within businesses and bring some guests on to actually hear how this works in everyday life. We can use our businesses as examples. Anyhow, you want to map out your processes. You want to identify the bottlenecks. And you want to implement automation anywhere you can. Automation, delegation, your two best friends to being able to scale your business and then eventually be able to work on it and not in it. So that's that. Let's move on. The next piece is going to be finance. So yes, I am not, anyone who knows me knows I am not a finance person. But what's important?
You're a great finance person. You're a great source of expenses.
I'm a great spender. I'm fantastic at spending. But what I learned after scaling numerous businesses is that just because I'm not finance doesn't mean I don't need to know my numbers. So that's the big takeaway from this. Do you know your numbers? You can have a finance person that you outsource it to. You can have a team that does it. You can have someone else that helps you with the specifics. We definitely do. I'd highly recommend
We have a
CPA, finance, tax professional, have them all. But know your numbers. Meaning, when I go into a business, one of the first things after I get a little feel, 10 minutes of what are the complaints, why aren't we growing, like we're seeing it, we're going through leadership, we're going through operations, and then when I ask finance, a lot of people will say at this point, well, what's your financial goal? Well, if you don't know your numbers, you don't have a goal. A lot of people, sales calls especially, what's your goal? Oh, somebody just says, $10 million a year. Well, what's the basis? Where are those numbers coming from? And so that's your vision. That's not your goal. Your goals are the steps that you take to get to that vision, that dream. That's your dream. And that's okay. But there's a difference between a dream or a vision and goals. When I ask for their goals, I'm saying, what do you need minimally? Map it out on paper. What do you need minimally to operate? What do you need ideally to operate, meaning it's comfortable and you're putting into your reserves and you're putting into your savings and you're doing the things that you'd like to do, both personally and business-wise, for growth. And then what are your longer-term goals so that you can then reinvest to launch additional businesses, additional locations, scale different divisions, scale different projects. So you want to know your numbers of what you're making, because there's people we go in and, well, what's the profit margin on this?
If you don't know the difference between revenue and income, find that out.
Absolutely. And know what you're spending, because that's also going to go back to that operational piece of reviewing processes. What are things costing? What's your overhead calculation? What does it cost you to do that? And is there a way to optimize it to bring that cost down? Because that will help you increase your profits even before you increase your revenue. So very important to understand your numbers, not from a CPA perspective, not from a financial genius.
Numbers vary depending upon your business. If you have a restaurant and you don't know, generally speaking, what your food cost is, what your labor cost is, then you probably need to get a handle on those numbers, because you're not able to make informed decisions if you don't have those numbers.
Right. Just know your numbers. That's the biggest thing. That's another big thing we walk through with people when we come in. Next is marketing. So again, I'm not going to go into marketing. Everybody here knows we own restaurants. We own marketing companies. We own sales companies. We own IT companies. I own business strategy and coaching companies. We just sold medical practices. We help hundreds of other people in all of their various industries and practices. So we've gained a lot of experience, hands-on, not just through us, but through clients. We've learned a lot, but I won't give the teaser yet for the next episode. Don't worry. Marketing and sales are your two next pieces, right? Leadership, operations, finance, marketing, sales. Step at the sixth. Fitness, sales. And a lot of people don't know the difference between marketing and sales. There's, it's marketing. It's sales. It's all one piece. That's not true. If your marketing is effective, your marketing will act as the magnet. The sales piece is your final handshake. That's where you're onboarding and moving them forward. So the thing that people struggle with a lot in business is sales. I just need to increase my revenue. they really need to look at the other things first to adjust profit margins. But let's just say that's true. We need to increase revenue. Everybody wants to increase revenue. Ideally, that's not true. Everyone wants to increase profit. But in order to do that, a lot of times you have to increase your revenue, right? More clients, more customers, whatever it is. Your sales should be easy. People say that's the hardest piece. Oh, I can't close this person. Oh, I can't sell them. Then you have the wrong people. Your marketing is not effective. Your ideal client, customer, ideal person coming in, they should be 90% of the way sold coming to you. They want what you have. All you have to do is now serve it on the silver platter. Give them exactly what they want. People buy not because they need. They should buy because they need, but they don't. That was life-changing when I heard that at a conference, and it was just like a light bulb going on. People don't buy what they need. People buy what they want. And how do I know that? People will live with these pain points. One of my mentors once told me the story about this old guy, this old gentleman sitting in a rocking chair with his dog on the porch, and they're at this old store, and the dog's just howling, and he's going, oh, and it's over and over. And finally, one of the customers came up and said, what's up with the dog, man? What's going on? And they said, he's just laying on a nail. He didn't want to get up and move. He was too lazy to get up and move. He didn't want to move, so he was okay with ignoring that little bit of pain. It's bothering him. You hear him talking about it a lot, but he's not ready to move. And that's the same in sales. If you're selling to pain points only, yeah, you're right. Those people do need what you have. They should be taking it, but they're the dog that's just sitting there howling and complaining. They're not ready to take the action because they don't want it. They don't want to move enough. They don't want it enough. So people don't buy for a few reasons. People always think, oh, it's price. It's very rarely price. There are times, but that's where your marketing comes in, right? Your marketing should be the magnet that's attracting your ideal customers and clients. If it's not, go in and fix your marketing. Start asking, why am I attracting the wrong person? Why are my why are my closure rates so low? It's probably not it could be your sales process, but it's unlikely. It's more likely your marketing process. You're not bringing people in that want what you have, where you can just serve them up exactly what they want. That's all you have to do. Give them what they want. That's it. So marketing is the magnet, but sales, here's the reason people don't buy. It's rarely priced. It's on the list, but it's the last item. The first item is they don't see the value. They don't want it enough. They don't see the value. Yeah, that would be nice, but not worth it, right? It's not that it was a price issue. They said it was a price issue. They didn't see the value for the price. There's a difference. So that's that. The second reason people don't buy is they're not ready. It's like the dog on the nail. He's okay to complain about it. He's okay to worry about it. He's okay to keep going about it. But he's not quite ready to actually invest and take the resources that he's going to need to, the energy, get up and get off the nail, right? Or take the resources, whether it's time, money, effort, to go do it. They're not ready. The third piece is they don't trust that what you're giving them is actually what they want, that you can deliver it. Trust is a big thing. If they don't trust what you're saying, if they can't trust you, if you have no social proof, if you have no client testimonials, if you have no examples, it's just like in a job interview. When I get someone on the phone and they're giving me a lot of generics around, oh yeah, I can absolutely do this, and yep, I've done this, and they're giving me items they've done, like task things, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the examples of how you did it. Not all your secrets, but how you did it. Some generals, I want to know that you did do it, and that I trust you can come in and do it again. It's the same thing with sales. When we go in, Josh comes into a place and he's saying, this is what we can do. Or I go into a place and I'm like, this is what I can do for your business. We can probably increase these profits by 30%. Or we can come in and increase your sales by 40%. Your patient counts by 50%. Whatever it is, they don't trust that I can actually do that. And let's be honest, one of the reasons I picked above the noise on this is there is so much noise. A lot of people saying a lot of things. Everybody's a coach nowadays. I don't even like to use the word business coach anymore. People are like, oh, yeah, somebody just put together a course, AI wrote in, and they're selling it. I'm more of a consultant. That's what I always tell people, right? Consultant. Because when I come in, I'm not using AI to come in and write. AI is a wonderful tool. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But it doesn't take the place of human experience in business. And so when I come in, I'm using the experiences that I've had the opportunity to learn and grow in over my corporate time, over scaling my own businesses, and over scaling other client businesses, many of them. So bottom line is that's what I use when I'm talking to someone. I will show them what I've done for somebody else. Well, we did this for Dr. So-and-so. Their sales are up 25% in the first 90 days. This is what we changed. So I'm giving them actual things they can hold. I trust them. So trust is a big one. Those are the big things. Then you have price, right? Price, sure. That's where your marketing comes in again. Circle back to your marketing on that one. But you also, again, when people come to you, you want them to be 90% of the way there. You're just giving them what they want. That's it. You're like their hero. If you're not their hero in the sales process and it's hard, something's wrong somewhere else along the line. And that's what needs to be fixed. So, all right, moving on because I am over time. We're going to have to cut this for sure. Finally, customer or client experience. A big building block.
Started there.
I always start with leadership because it all comes from your team. If you don't build an amazing team, they can't build an amazing business and you can't grow. You'll be stuck as a solopreneur. You'll be an entrepreneur. You'll be an owner operator for life, but you won't be a true business owner. I mean, you'll own the business, but you are the operator. You want to grow from there. You can't grow. You have capacity. You can still do the things you love to do. Josh loves some of the pieces he does, whether it's in the restaurant, whether it's IT. He's going out today to go on a bunch of jobs, IT-wise, because he likes doing it. I'm not saying you have to step out of the things you like to do. I'm saying that you can't grow. He can only do so much. As a business owner, something I always tell clients, we're business owners, our mentality, our mindset, it really allows us to learn almost anything. We can do pretty much anything, but we can't do everything. And that's a big lesson I learned. Again, won't tease for the next one, but a big lesson I learned is I can learn to do anything, but I can't do everything. So I need to reprioritize my focus on the things that move the needle most for our business. What can only I do? And what can I do that is most effective at growing our business, because that impacts everyone, allows me to serve more clients, allows me to bring on more team members and further our mission, and allows us to grow, financially and just as a business in the community, right? Serving the community. So I'm off on a tangent as usual, but customer experience is so important because it's like I tell everyone when I come in from a marketing, I put my marketing hat on. I don't have a hat. So marketing hat, I usually have a hat on, but marketing hat, I can bring you. Sure. Yeah. You want 10 new patients this month. You want 20 new customers this week for your e-com store. I can bring you all those things. But if you don't have that retention, if you don't have the processes in place to really deliver the experience to your clients, you're going to be a revolving door. And I can keep bringing you more, and they're going to keep going out the window. And what that means is you're still going to stay stagnant. We're bringing in the revenue, but it's going out the window. It's coming in the door, out the window. So customer and client experience is so important. People buy for the experience. Like I said, they buy because they want it. They want the experience. That's what it is. You're selling the experience. So sell them the experience. Don't sell them the price. Don't sell them on a pain point. I don't care what anybody out there says. have done it a long time. You sell the experience. You give them what they want. So that's that. So those are the key foundational blocks that are important when you're scaling a business. And the next episode, we're going to talk, it's actually the 5 biggest mistakes we made in scaling our organizations.
I thought we were talking about theirs.
No, ours. It's going to be ours, because the best teacher is experience, is those failures, is those mistakes, are those mistakes. And so if you can learn them from us.
We're going to need a lot more than 5.
You won't have to. So, super fun before we go. So, again, I would encourage you to learn a lot about your team members, learn about your clients. Don't go into interactions, whether it's with your team, whether it's with a vendor, whether it's with your clients, whether it's networking to gain new clients. Don't go in with the mindset of, I'm here to get what I can. I'm here to get a sale. I'm here to get the team member to do this. You're there to serve the other person and to help them. And when your focus shifts to that, what will happen is those other things will come naturally. And you don't do it for that reason. But if you're going to give back, it's here. So learning about your team is really important. Understanding people as people. So super fun. Josh knows my strengths and weaknesses. So we'll let the hourglass timer run, and we'll ask Josh to name like my top 2 strengths and my top 2 weaknesses.
Wait, what?
Oh, go! It's going! Top 2 strengths and top 2 weaknesses for me.
This is a trap. No, I've got the meme on my phone that literally says this is a trap. I'm not doing this.
No, it's going. The time's running out.
Trap.
Decision making. That's another big one in business.
Trap.
No analysis paralysis.
No, there's no analysis paralysis on this. Is a trap.
At least say some of my strengths, right? I have strengths.
It's all a trap.
I feel like it's like only the weaknesses.
This is a trap.
Well, before the time runs out, then I can provide 2 strengths for you. Josh is extremely generous. Josh will give anybody anything in the moment, if they're in need. We can be out handing out food, right, that we bring down, leftovers from the restaurant to hand out in the park. And Josh will literally give the shirt off his back, the sweatshirt off his back to someone in the unhoused community in Atlanta or wherever we are. If a client needs something, he's going to go way over what needs to be done, not charging for this, but just doing it to help someone. So that's a huge strength, because it's actually helped us to build our businesses and to build that trust. We, in our IT company, we have over the last almost 10 years lost 1 client due to price from somebody else, and then they came back and asked to come back. So just putting it out there. And then number 2, another strength is just being very problem solving driven. If you give him a problem, the first thing he will do is say, can't be done. And then from there, he will roll it over in his brain, analyze it, and suddenly he's written a program to do it. He's done the impossible. He's completed because he's a problem solver. Oh no, there's no time for the weaknesses.
Yeah, I told you this is a trap.
So the time ran out. That's because you wasted half of it. Look, that was half empty. We could have easily gone through strengths and weaknesses.
It's full. It's not half empty.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay.
So
that's Christy's strength. She's an undying optimist, an annoyingly undying optimist. There you go. I got a strength and a weakness and 1 for you.
That's what I'm saying with the problem solving. Look at that. All right. So we are out of time, but next week.
I can just flip this back over.
We'll be talking about the 5 biggest mistakes Josh and I made while scaling our organizations over the years, so that hopefully you won't make the same mistakes, or you'll be able to apply, even if it's not the exact situation, you'll be able to apply those concepts to your own business as you're starting up or as you're growing.
She may have said 5, but I can promise it'll be more than 5.
Well, until the next time, keep growing, keep working on those strategies, and feel free to reach out. I am on social media at the Profitability Pathmaker on all channels, and you can reach out, and we are happy to connect and answer any questions you have. All right. Have a fantastic rest of your week.
And that wraps up another empowering episode of Above the Noise with the Profitability Pathmaker. I'm Christy Wilson, and it's been an absolute pleasure to share this time with you. I hope today's journey has armed you with valuable insights and strategies to propel your business and personal brand to the next level. Remember, every setback is just a setup for a comeback. So keep pushing, keep dreaming, and never be afraid to be a little loud about your goals. We've got a whole world to impress, and I can't wait to see where your journey takes you next. Until next time, keep making waves and rising above the noise. Cheers to your success, and I'll see you on the next episode.